Did you know that the oldest Bible originated in Ethiopia? Not only does Ethiopia have the oldest Bible, this is where the scrolls that make up any and every Bible that we have originate from. So, at the Siege of Magdala, the British Empire against the Emperor of Ethiopia documents the battle at Magdala, or the Abyssinian War. So I'll just read a snippet of the back for you. In 1867-68, a diplomatic dispute between Ethiopian Emperor Teworgeles II and Queen Victoria led to one of the strangest, and most dramatic military campaigns in history. The British Indian Army, with 60,000 men, 30,000 elephants, mules, and horses, and a bevy of embedded journalists, observers, and translators, as well as artists and photographers whose images of the campaign are reproduced in this book, marched into Ethiopian highlands, advancing on the mountain fortress of Magdala to rescue a small group of Ethiopian hostages. So it took all that just to get some hostages? No. They was after the scrolls. I mean, it's clear. And all these images, that we see, but that are not in the original colors, or you can call them Renaissance paintings.
Hi, I'm Femi OK. Today, why are looted Ethiopian treasures from the 19th century still in the UK?
I'm Malika Bilal. A new exhibition in London showcases plundered artifacts from the Abyssinian Empire, casting a spotlight once again on the debate over whether the spoils of war should be returned to their home countries.
So right now, you are in the stream. We're live on Al Jazeera and YouTube. So leave your comments in the chat box, and Malika and I will do our best to get them into the show.
My name is Bobkin. I'm an activist and an economist, and you are in the stream.
Ethiopia's government is calling for the return of cultural artifacts plundered 150 years ago by the British Army. The relics, some of which are currently on display at London's Victoria and Albert Museum, were stolen in 1868 after the Battle of Magdala. That's when British troops raided the fortress of Abyssinian Emperor Teworgeles II to release a group of imprisoned missionaries. Ethiopia has previously requested that several British institutions give back hundreds of manuscripts and artifacts, and that the remains of the emperor's young son, Prince Alemayehu, who was kidnapped during the same raid and taken to Britain, be returned.
Doing my research, I came across a few articles. Here's a temporary display of the Victoria and Albert Museum. Here's another article from March 2019. These are all looted Ethiopian treasures. Here are a few scrolls.
In 1861 to portray her in the act of presenting a Bible to an African prince. Barker called his painting The Secret of England's Greatness.
Hollywood, TV, television. So this is them switching roles. This is them taking moral conduct from the African people and showing you they gave African people what?
The Bible.
Civilization. The Bible. Mm-hmm. This picture was passed out all over the world. Again, this African knew nothing of what was going on. So let's go back to the Siege of Magdala, y'all. Now, all this is connected to Victoria's Secret. That's why you have Victoria. If the Romans control everything, why do they have Victoria's Secret? Where does Victoria's Secret come from? Poof, out of thin air? Well, this is where Victoria's Secret come from, y'all. The secret of Victoria. Now, see, one thing about the lie, y'all, they put lingerie on it. They put it on television. They dressed it up. They made the lie beautiful. They put it on motion pictures. So, what is a motion picture? You put God prophecy in motion. Christ puts God prophecy in motion. Not Hollywood. But what Hollywood did? Hollywood took God prophecy, took God book, and put it in motion. Motion pictures. So you seen everything. But where you saw it at? On TV. You saw the motion picture of God prophecy on TV. So now when God show up, what you want to see? An action figure. People want to see something on television. They tell me all the time, walk on water. Why I ain't coming from the clouds? The only time you're going to see that is on TV. You will never see a man coming from the clouds, and you will never see a man walking on water. But remember what the Roman Catholic Church did? They stole the scriptures. They put it in motion picture. They put God's scriptures in motion picture. So you seen God's word in motion. Now, y'all, Christ is the only individual to what? Put God's word in motion.